This is Monica, and my rhetorical device was enumeration. My definition is a list of things, or in literature, usually a list of important points. It is usually detailing parts, causes, effects, or consequences to make a point more forcibly. It's a laundry list. This rhetorical term is for listing multiple details. My first original example is, in a cheerleading stunt, there are 5 different positions: main base, back spot, flyer, and if needed, a front spot. You can see here that there is a list of multiple things. My second original example is, from across the room, he noticed a beautiful woman, her beautiful eyes, voluminous hair, and shining smile. My first example from the text comes from Turkeys in the Kitchen by Dave Barry. It is, but to the man who got his training in the shop class, learning things he never would need to know for the rest of his life, such as how to make dado joints. This instruction raises many troubling questions, and then he goes on to list the multiple questions that he has. My next text example is from The Joy of Reading and Writing, Superman and Me by Sherman Alexie. Here he is saying, my father, who is one of the few Indians who went to Catholic school on purpose, was an avid reader of westerns, spy thrillers, and anything else he could find. He bought his books by the pound at Dutch's Pawn Shop, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Value Village. Here you also see the listing. You see, of course, the commas used to list it, and he is making a point that he wasn't just a normal Indian father. He actually wanted to go out and read and learn how to read. A famous example I found of enumeration is from Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. He says, "Let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to spend up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last." And enumeration comes in play when we see that it says when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics. There he is listing the multiple religions and multiple different types of people that all should come together. Another pretty famous example is from the Declaration of Independence. And here they are listing the different rights that they believe that they should have being born a citizen in this country. And also I have an easier example. In competitive swimming, a medley is an event during which each contestant swims 4 different strokes: the breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly, and freestyle. This is kind of like my cheerleading example, how it lists the different types of strokes and different competitions that they do, as well as in cheerleading the different positions for stunts.